Hari Om. Can you all hear me? So welcome all of you. Today we are really privileged to have Swami Mitrananda come all the way from India to give us discourses for next 3 days on the Chinmaya Mission Pledge. He's a very dynamic leader and he's a pioneer of the Yup course. Everybody here knows Swamiji Yup course because our Swamiji has been holding that Yup course for many years. And thanks to Mitrananji, the idea of Yup course started in India, and many graduates. Now, very recently, there were 20 graduates. I think they received a certificate, postgraduate diploma, right? 20 of them from the Chinmaya Vishwavidyalaya. And from next year, I understand there is going to be a master's program in that same field. Is that right, Swamiji? Okay. So Swamiji and his family have been associated with the mission and Pujya Gurudev for many years. And one thing I know that Swamiji has in his proud possession a Bhagavad Gita, Gurudev's Bhagavad Gita, which is signed by Pujya Gurudev 3 times on the same Gita. So he and his family are very proud of having that possession. So with that, over to Swamiji. Please, one more thing. Please silence your cell phones. Hari Om.
Checking. Yeah, thanks. Samasta Janakalyane Niratham Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahmavidvaram. Anybody sings a bhajan?
Raghunandana he Raghunandana Raghunandana he Raghunandana Raghunandana he Raghunandana Raghunandana he Raghunandana Dasharathanandana Raghunandana Dasharathanandana Ravanamardana Raghunandana Ravanamardana Raghunandana Sita Lola Raghunandana Sita Lola Raghunandana Raghunandana he Raghunandana Raghunandana he Raghunandana Yadunandana he Yadunandana 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 Yadunandana he Yadunandana.
Thank you. We would be discussing today and tomorrow vision of the Master based on the Chinmaya Mission Pledge. Whatever a Shrotriya and a Brahmanishta says, that has the validity of scriptures. So what a master speaks is definitely, we should take it very, very intensely, understand them and follow. And more so when he tells us, this is a pledge we need to make. Now imagine Gurudev telling, this is a pledge we should make every day. How important and relevant it would be for us in our daily life. The first line of the pledge is, we stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. In any relationship which we have with the world around, we would cherish that relationship with whomsoever we connect, if there is love and respect. Check for yourself. With whomsoever you connect and you enjoy being with that person, then there would be love and respect in that relationship. If there is only love, not much of respect, we can still move on with that relationship. If there is only respect and not much of love, we can still move on with it. If both are absent, love and neither respect, then we would not be comfortable with that relationship. The best way for us to connect into the world is to keep this idea that whomsoever we connect with, we transact, we must try and bring these two aspects, love and respect. We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. With Gurudev, whomsoever have connected with him could feel that that person, whomsoever connected with Gurudev, that person was made to feel that he is very, very dear to Gurudev. Whomsoever. How many people he must have met? When those who have interacted with him, you ask them, they would tell that, yes, I am very special to him. Because he made us feel that way. We also meet so many people. Do we give that feeling? How many people we meet? What is that sound? Okay. Oh, okay, fine. No, that's okay. That's okay. I understood. Yeah, fine. So wherever he went, whomsoever were connected with him, he made them feel that person is very dear to him. It is not flowery language. When he could connect, he gave us that moment, complete attention, made us feel very, very special to him. How much of genuineness must have been there in him when he connected to share moments like that? I know people who were completely transformed meeting that person for few minutes. Just being around for few minutes, and there are people who have transformed completely. I know one such person. I'm talking way back in 1991, so many years back. Just then I was initiated into Brahmachari Diksha, and I was with Gurudev in Chennai. The Yuva Kendra secretary at that time, one girl came running to me and said, I have one young man here. Can you talk to him? I said, yeah. He wants to meet Gurudev. Can we get him inside? I said, yeah, okay. What is the issue? He said, this person in last 1 week has attempted twice on his life. Tried suicide twice on his life last 1 week. Now when you meet a person saying, like twice I have attempted, both failed, and someone said, I want to meet, there is this Swami in town, can we meet him? I said, you just wait, I'll inform him. So I went there and I was standing by the door and Swamiji was talking with few people. He saw me, probably I was also tensed on hearing that, you don't meet somebody who comes and tells you, daily at least we don't meet someone coming and saying, I've attempted twice on my life and now I want to meet Swamiji. So I was standing stiff, he saw and he said, what? I went to him and told Swamiji, there's one young man studying engineering, second year college. He said he has attempted twice on his life and he wants to meet you. Should I bring him in now or a little later? When do you want to meet him? He was in some discussion. He said, it's okay. Call him in. Now I went out and said, Swamiji is calling you. Go, please meet him. When this boy came, with all affection, he took him, put his hand around, like a child holding him, with all tenderness, genuine affection, held him. Just asked him one question. If Einstein had done this, what would have happened to science? That's all, only one question. Held him. If Einstein had done this, what would have happened to science? Guy started crying. Swamiji held him and said, I have written a book called We Must. Please read that book. Read this book, We Must. Then he said, we have Chinmaya Yuva Kendra, teenagers group. You join. Be a member of that group. And since I was standing there, he said, be in touch with him. Be in touch. And he told me also, you be in touch with him. He just spoke 4 sentences. He never met Gurudev again. Life completely transformed. These 4 sentences would have happened less than 30 seconds. That's all it would have happened. But the 30 seconds, a Brahmanishta gave that boy full 30 seconds. Complete. Person changed. Active. Even today he's got a family and everything and serves the mission so well. But the contact was just for less than 30 seconds. Impact was for life. What must be the person's presence, purity of that affection, when he tells, we stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect, that was so genuine there. He lived his life that way and told us to practice that. I'll read out one letter, which will also give us an insight into his vision and his ability to accommodate and love people. You have heard of this name, Eknath Ranade? Eknath Ranade. Eknath Ranade is the person who built Vivekananda Rock Memorial in Kanyakumari. Now, some of you would have been to Kanyakumari. There is a rock in the middle of the sea, 800 meters at least you need to go. There's a rock. When Vivekananda was on Parvirajika meaning traveling across the country, when he reached the tip of India, Kanyakumari, he jumped into the sea, swam, and stayed in that rock for 3 days. No food, no water, nothing. He just stayed there. Yogi, he could live. When he was there, that's where he had a vision of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa telling him that he should come to United States of America and take part in the Parliament of Religion. That vision came to him there. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa telling him. So that rock is very sacred for Vivekananda and everyone. So there they want to build a rock memorial. And this is not going to be easy because it's not even in the mainland India. It's away, little into the sea. And government is not going to give you that. So Eknath Ranade, this responsibility was given by Golwalkar ji to Eknath Ranade and said, you are the one who can do this, try. So Eknath ji took this work up, went around. First he met Ramakrishna Mission people, convinced them that saying, we are going to do this, you all just be a silent support for us. And then Government of India did not give him permission, said nothing doing, you can't build it here. Ecological issues and various things. So now to move it further was very difficult. So Eknath ji met Lal Bahadur Shastri, who was the central minister that time. And Lal Bahadur Shastri ji said, the only way you can convince Jawaharlal Nehru is at least 300 MPs should sign. Then Nehru would be quiet and it will be through. Eknath ji went around, in a week's time, collected 300 signatures of MPs. Nobody could believe. Shastri ji, when he showed it to Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, he said, really 300 people have signed, That was his presence, he managed to do it. Now it was passed off in the parliament saying, yeah, okay, allow this to do. When that was through, it has to be done because this was part of Tamil Nadu, Kanyakumari. So Tamil Nadu chief minister put his foot down, said, no, we'll allow this to happen. Bhaktavatsala was the chief minister of Tamil Nadu that time. He said, I can allow you only a small statue and a small shrine. More than this and all, I can't give you permission. So it would be like on a huge rock, one small thing, which doesn't look anything. So now you have to get through Bhaktavatsala. He was putting his foot down, saying nothing doing. When all this movement was happening, Bhaktavatsala built one statue for Vivekananda in Kanyakumari, mainland. So he doesn't want anything to be bigger than that. So he said, nothing doing, I won't give you permission. So Eknath ji went to Kanchi Mahaswami, Chandrasekhara Saraswati ji, and told him, this is the vision, this is the plan, what do you suggest and all that. And he showed him the plan. You have any ideas, any things to improve? And Kanchi Mahaswami made little changes in the design and all that and said, this is the best, do it. So once again, Eknath ji went to Bhaktavatsala and told him, listen, I have got the blessings of Mahaswami also. Now, what do we do? Go ahead. He said, there is an issue. The design you gave and the design which Kanchi Mahaswami did is completely different. It's definitely bigger than what you have said. Now, do I stick to your design or Kanchi Mahaswami, you tell me? Now, Bhaktavatsalam did not have guts to say, stick to my design. Kanchi Paramacharya said, go ahead with that. Then he started doing. When this was to be built, the first 10,000 rupees for Vivekananda's memorial was given by Gurudev. First 10,000 rupees. Imagine in 60s, early 60s. There is a very beautiful article you should check out in our archives. Gurudev has written, and it was published in Tapovan Prasad, why we need a rock memorial there honoring Vivekananda. Why? Why this is needed. And this 10,000 rupees which Gurudev raised, he raised contacting people and asking them to give 1 rupee each. Give me 1 rupee. That is all. He went around asking 1 rupee each. Now, collecting 10,000 rupees, and how much you can donate? 1 rupee. Gurudev's vision, you understand. He addressed 10,000 people minimum. 10,000 families minimum. One-on-one or collectively. He spoke about this. Now imagine what amount of awareness and publicity it would be when Gurudev speaks. And that's how we collected that 1 rupee and gave it to Vivekananda Rock. They have built it up there, and you see in their literature, even in the rock when you go, it would be written, Swami Chinmayananji gave the first donation. So Eknath Ranade was very dear to Gurudev because another worker. And Gurudev used to call him very fondly Hanuman. Now you imagine a person like Gurudev complimenting somebody as Hanuman. It is not easy. Such compliments Gurudev will not give to all. Hanuman. And he used to call him Hanuman. And it is very well known in RSS and VHP circle that Gurudev always called Ranade, Eknath Ranade as Hanuman. So even today when we go meet some of the Vivekananda people, Vivekananda Kendra people, they would say, your Guru used to call our founder Hanuman. I'm very happy, and we have a very nice bond between these two organizations, Vivekananda Kendra and Chinmaya Mission. So he said that, and that's how. Now, when the work was done, this humongous task was completed, work was done, and Eknath Ranade fell sick somewhere in 1980. I'm just taking that letter out for you. He fell sick in 1980. He had a cerebral hemorrhage and lost awareness of people. He won't recognize who's who. So anybody going and standing in front of him saying, do you know this person? Do you know this person? You don't know. He won't respond at all. He would be just like that. Only thing he responded, it is very interesting, is when they show Vivekananda's picture. Saying, who is this? Eknath Ranade will say, it is me. Look at the identification. Huh? You would say, who is this? He'll say, it is me. Now this was Eknath Ranade. Okay. When he fell sick, Gurudev wrote this letter. And I got a copy of this letter when we were on Jyoti Yatra. In India, we had to, like you all had it here, we did it in India. When we were going, the day we reached Kanyakumari, one old man from Vivekananda Kendra comes and says, Swamiji, this letter I'm giving you, look at the date when Swamiji has written this letter. It was 26th May. And the Jyoti Yatra reached Vivekananda Kendra on the same day. You said, you see, today your Gurudev is coming here in the Jyoti form with his padukas and all that. This was the day he wrote the letter, and I'm sharing that letter with you, and he gave me, that is the letter, here it is. We reproduce below the true copy of the letter received from Swami Chinmayananji inquiring about Sri Eknathji's health. He wrote it from 35 College Road, May 26, 1980. Blessed One, Hari Om salutations. I am extremely glad to receive your letter of 24th April only just now. I have been inquiring at various places of the welfare of Hanuman, Sri Eknath Ranade. I've been asking about his welfare. It is at Ujjain that the secretary, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, gave me a clear picture of him as to how he is faring. At Ernakulam, when I heard the news, nobody knew any details about it. Okay. It's only in Ujjain, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad secretary told him, gave him details, how is he faring and all that. Now comes the letter, actual what I want to read. At Ernakulam, when I heard the news, nobody knew any details about it. Now see his words. We cannot afford to allow Ranade to go away so quickly. We will protest to the Lord. I am sure he will listen. Who is telling this? Who is telling that we will protest to the Lord? A person who teaches Bhagavad Gita. You understand? How many times in the Gita Krishna told Arjuna the self is immortal. Death is like a change of garb. How many times? And how many times Gurudev would have addressed, don't fear death? How many times he would have said all that? And such a person is writing here where he says, we cannot afford to allow Ranade to go away so quickly. We will protest to the Lord. I am sure he will listen. Look at the affection. For an Advaitic teacher to write this is too difficult. After teaching Advaita, how can one ever write something like this? That we will protest to God, he should not take him away. And every other day he was laughing about death. We will protest to God. He should not go away soon. And he will listen to us. Now a letter of this kind from Gurudev, what it must do to the Vivekananda Kendra members? What it would be? Imagine the feeling, one letter, look at the person's affection, showering it on another organization. How much strength they would have got from this letter. He knew how hard the feeling must be to see their own master bedridden, unable to recognize. He will protest to God and he will listen. And then the letter continues. This is much more important. In his new life, now he's telling this to Vivekananda Kendra people. In his new life, we will have to make Kanyakumari as his headquarters. In his new life, we have to make Kanyakumari his headquarters. Who's this we? Who's this we? It's a separate organization altogether. It's altogether another organization, nothing to do with Chinmaya Mission. And he's saying, in his new life, we will have to make Kanyakumari as his headquarters and send his workers all over. Now, Eknath Ji should not travel further. Let him stay in Kanyakumari. Let it become his headquarters. He stays in that place and works. And his workers are all over. And send his workers all over. He has already built up ground in almost all the states in India. He has made his grounds already. He has already built up the ground in almost all the states of India. Let our workers go and work there with Prem and Om. Let our workers go and work there. What does he mean? This is another organization altogether. It is not Chinmaya Mission. But what was his vision? Now we have to make. Now when he says we, he's talking we as Vivekananda Kendra. Now we, all of us in Vivekananda Kendra, should make Kanyakumari his headquarters and stop him traveling around because he has already made people work. Now our workers should go and work. You see this we stand as one family. Who are all his family? Chinmaya Mission members? If we think only Chinmaya Mission members were Gurudev's family, we have mistaken. We hardly know anything about Gurudev then. It is not Chinmaya Mission alone. When a Rishi says we, it is the whole world, universe. Another organization, and Gurudev himself knew how hard it is to build an organization. To go into every other place and build something. It is not easy. Eknath Ji has done that. Therefore, our workers should go. Now, our workers is the entire Vivekananda Kendra workers are his workers. Our workers should go and do his work. Now you look, this is how it was. What a feeling Eknath Ji must have had when he recovered and read. Swami Chinmayanand Ji was inquiring about him, and this is the way he has written a letter. Look at the comradeship between two organizations. Whomsoever Gurudev connected in his time, all the contemporaries have the same feeling. Ranganathananji of Ramakrishna Mission, him and Gurudev. Gangeshwarananji and Gurudev, Anandamai and Gurudev. All those masters who were there, contemporaries, the way in which they connected with him, look at the comradeship he had. For him, we means all of us together. We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. It is not that his love and respect was only for the mission workers. His love and respect was there for anybody who was working for that cause. And he could connect with them so well. We need to cultivate this quality. Not just, giving love and respect, but the same kind of a vision where when we say we accommodate many people in it. We stand as one family. Now, see, I gave you two examples on that. One is he met somebody for 30 seconds, changed his life. Another is altogether another organization, someone working, the way in which he could identify with them. We have to expand our vision. If we understand Vedanta, vision has to keep expanding. So the first line is, we stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. Connect to the people around with love and respect. If both are not there, then we will not even enjoy being around. If one of it is there, the other will come up slowly. Only love is there and not much respect. Continue with love. Respect will come, will increase. Only respect and not much of love. Continue to respect. Don't stop it. Love will come. This is how we should love. We should connect. And Swamiji connected with people this way. To everyone who wrote, he would reply, right? Can someone tell, I have written a letter to him and I have not got a reply? Can someone say that? I have written to him and Swami Chinmayananji did not reply to me. Nobody can say that. Everyone who wrote, they would reply. They would get a reply. And he used to write 60, 70 letters a day. There are times when we have to report about our field work, what we do in the field, and to him only we have to report. So monthly report we will send, or something new happens we will send. We need to keep Gurudev informed, so we would inform him. And only other way was letter writing. Write a letter, this is what we are doing and all that. And many a times when I have sent a letter to him as a brahmachari, I would write clearly down, Gurudev, this is just to keep you informed. Please don't reply. Because it's a strain on him. 70 letters, how do you write? I would like one letter down, though we all love anything from him. I have not lost even the stamp what he has sent. I mean, that's the level of archiving we keep. But you don't want him to strain. So I would say that, please don't have to reply. In that same paper will come seen, noted, and he will circle. He'll circle that area. Don't reply, he'll circle. Thanks for your concern, I'm good. Something like that. On that, just scribble and send it back. Reply. He knew we would cherish it. I'm yet to find someone who could love us that way. With such pure affection. That love what he had as what has taken us forward till now. Nothing else, it is that love. The amount of love he showered on us kept us together, and we have moved forward even after 25 years after him. We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. This quality of the master we should develop. This vision we should develop. Of accommodating everybody from all sides. Did he not see Vivekananda Kendra as an organization complementing the same work we are doing? Someone doing similar work, our perception should be complementary, not competitive. Love will not be there when you look at it competitive. He never saw, he was taking everybody along. We stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all low tendencies and false values. We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined. What are we serving? What are we serving, all of us? What is Chinmaya Mission serving? Hmm? You see his vision, the service what he did was he could serve a child and also a senior citizen. He accommodated both ends, a kid and a senior citizen. Think. And the motto he gave for service is maximum happiness to maximum people, maximum time. What is maximum? Please define. What is maximum? Maximum has no boundary. It has no line. Maximum means continuous effort. We go on giving continuous effort. Continuously, we go on putting effort to reach maximum people. Maximum happiness to maximum people. It has no limit at all. That's the kind of a vision. Does he stop? Please think. Till his end. When he was around 90, schools or something came up. He didn't stop. I think the last school was Chinmaya Vidyalaya in Salem, and Gurudev was around. We started it in 92. But start new, continue. Unending effort from all age groups. This is something which we should keep in mind. We serve as an army. Army has to be disciplined. Gurudev showed a very different level of service. This is very important. Let's get this clear. He showed us a different kind of a service. He was one of those few people who made it very clear. Service must have discipline. Service must have discipline. Serving without discipline will not work. It can't serve longer. Service must have discipline. That is why he brought into the organization discipline. I am serving as I feel like I would serve. No. Service must have discipline. Can anybody ever say that he was late for his class? Can anyone ever say that he was late for his class? Is it easy to keep up time? 42 years, nobody can say, Swami Chinmayananji came late for a class. Nobody could say. Time. What? Look at the level of discipline. Every letter written to him, reply, discipline. And he loved rising our standards up, trying to bring that discipline into our life, because discipline is a quality which will show that we have control over our mind. If you are a very disciplined person, it only shows you have control over your mind. If we are not disciplined, we have no control. Mind would play all kinds of tricks. Tomorrow, day after, postpone, all kinds of things it will do. But if there is discipline, it only shows the control of the mind. Not only he was practicing discipline, he made sure that we practice discipline. Those of us who have met him, if we get late for a class sometime, that would be the biggest guilt. It would rattle us. Because the standards he set was so high. Service must have discipline if we have to serve long. And he was sure that everything what we do should look good, should be perfect. Tried to push us into standards. I was living in a place called Chinmaya Gram in Chennai. Look at his vision again. What is Chinmaya Gram? You know, like what you call today as gated community. This is what he did in 60s. A huge property was purchased and said, sell it to the members. And central area will be for a school, community hall, a temple, etc. The rest of the property was sold to our members. Now just imagine Chinmaya Mission members living in that colony. Just think, what kind of a support system. This was the vision in 60s. I grew up in Chinmaya Nagar. He was coming and we had a Ganesh temple there. So he was coming to Chinmaya Gram. My father was the secretary of Chinmaya Mission that time there. So naturally when Gurudev comes, everybody would try to do their best. So we were all working hard, and the news reached Swamiji that the Yuva Kendra members have taken up the work. He lands up. It's a Ganesh temple. He comes there, looks at the temple. The colors on top, we have polished it. The whole Gopuram is whitewashed. Floor, everything clean. Temple doors, all perfect, clean. Lamp and you can't point fingers, like made sure that everything is neatly done. And he is also looking, and we could understand that he is trying to, not find faults, but just to show, like I'm noticing, he used to notice and visibly appreciate. Oh, okay. This is good. That is good. Little, and see that. And when everything was done, Arti was done over, he calls my dad and he says, to the temple priest, give him little tamarind. Back in India, we use tamarind to clean the plates and all that, so it shines. Nobody understood. Give the priest little tamarind. Karpura Arati plate was not clean. Because that was with the priest, so we can't do that. We allow him to do that. Everything, that bell and everything was clean. One plate. And look at his sense of humor. Give the priest little tamarind. What kind of standards he was expecting? Rise up, rise up, rise up. That kind of service he wanted us to do. When we want to serve, we should rise our standards up. Not all kinds of service done. Now look what the master expected, and he was like that. We serve as an army. Our service should be united like an army, effective. We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined. He himself was always fearless. Nobody can say, I saw him scared. Nobody can say that. That on this day I saw Gurudev and he was little scared. No. There was no fear. Imagine living here fearlessly. We have seen him living here. Absolutely no fear. He himself was never scared of anything. He expected us also to be courageous. His Guru Bhai, Govindagiri Maharaj, in 1980s, we could meet him. He passed away in mid-80s. So once when we met him, like always any questions we ask, because they studied under Tapovan Maharaj together. So you ask him few things. And he said, not now, when he came here as a student, studying under Swami Tapovan Maharaj, at that time also we saw there was no fear in him. Fearless. That's worth living, right? Why do we have fear? Why do we have fear? We have fear because we are attached. Sannyasi cannot be attached. He was not attached to anything. Vairagyam eva bhayam. If we are detached, only then we will be fearless. He was fearless. That quality of courage in him was, because there was no attachment. We serve as an army. Let our service have the standards, quality, and let us serve fearlessly, courageous and disciplined. Those of you who lived in India in 1975, India was declared emergency. Emergency is a very different kind of time. For no reason, without giving any explanation, you could be arrested. Public meetings were not allowed. And if there was any public meeting allowed, there would be intelligence moving around in different guises. And during the emergency time, Gurudev can raise voice against it. 5,000, 7,000 people would be attending and he would speak to them. No fear. Most people were scared. If you talk, you can be arrested. Put them back. Never. Not once any one person can say, I saw him scared. I saw him worried. There was fear in him. There was anxiety in him. Impossible. So we should raise our standards of service, and that quality of his fearlessness we should cultivate. And I tell you, it can come to us only when we conquer attachment. Till we conquer attachment, we will not overcome fear. If I'm attached to something, fear of losing or fear of not gaining would be there. If we're not attached, there is no fear. Can you imagine what he could build? One person. Hardly any team was there that time. To take up work, to serve, there were people. To take up responsibilities, hardly anybody was there. So it was almost so much of work done by one individual. And this much one builds, and to it, he was never attached. To a place, people, to anything, there was no attachment. Nobody can say that. I saw Swamiji attached here. No. To this place he was attached. To this, nothing. Lived without attachment, there was no fear. But look at the qualities. A person living here, building a huge organization, a global organization, and to that there was no attachment. Because there is no attachment, there is no fear. I was very fortunate to witness this particular dialogue. I was with Gurudev somewhere, I think 92, in Coimbatore. And one person asked, people were sitting there, one person asked Swamiji, what will happen to this organization after you? When you go away, what will happen to this organization after you? Because it's such a huge one. What will happen to it? His answer, I don't care what happens to it when I am living. I don't care what happens to it when I am living. You are asking after me? While living only, I don't care. Believe me, he meant every word of it. Every word of it. And then he explains little more further. In his own, that's a wit and style of presenting, very dramatic. He says, if I see it falling, I will stand there and whistle. Whistle, watch the organization you built fall. And he meant it, please remember. Then he puts the final line, he says, it is the will of the Lord this has happened, not me. It is his will this has happened. It will continue till he wants. We are nobody. Now you see the surrender. You see the detachment. You see the fearlessness. This is the master. We serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all low tendencies and false values within and without us. A seeker should keep this in mind. We must be ever ready to fight against the low tendencies which we have. Different kinds of things which we have, we should know to get it out of us. Otherwise, what is the point? If we keep all of them and live all the way, what is the point? Ever ready. We must be ever eager to get this out. All low tendencies, those things which come on our way, which blocks us reaching the Lord, we should remove it. You know what is Gurudev's standards of low tendencies? Apart from what we generally call as Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, all that. Do you know till 1991, there was no official biography of him? 40 years a person has served and there is no official biography. Have you seen this in any other organization? 40 years. Today, biographies are coming of people even before they retire. You understand? The movie On a Quest and all we made what? For a centennial year, not when he was there. And there was nothing official biography of him, nobody. I was fortunate again. When I gave this book to him, The Journey of the Master, Nancy Patcher's book. He left the book on the table. After reading it, brought it from his room, left it. And then he tells people, everything in this book is not true. Everything in this book is not true. What is written, everything in this book is not true. Why? Why it is not true? Can you understand why it is not true? Because he never spoke anything about it. What Nancy Patcher could do was hearsay, go collect it from everybody. Different people, what they said, through which he made. He himself did not sit and say, okay, now I'll tell you. Here, this, nothing. Least interested on his own biography or projection, nothing. There's another beautiful letter written to Tapovan Prasad, to the devotees through Tapovan Prasad. This was in mid-50s. That time Tyagi and then Usha, these are the magazines, but it came. Tapovan Prasad published it much later. On his birthday. When was he born? May 8th, 1916. Okay. Many believe he was born on April 19th. And there's one good chunk of population which thinks he was born on Ram Navami. Now, please think. Celebrating a birthday of a sannyasi is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. How can you celebrate birthday of a sannyasi? Which birthday are you celebrating? And in his case, they were celebrating 3 times in a year. How much more awkward it would have been. Some thought April 19th. Some centers celebrate April 19th. Some thought Punarvasu Nakshatram. No. Pujya Nakshatram. Ram Navami. In that letter he says, since most of you think this Swami was born on 8th May, you keep 8th May, don't do it more than that. 3 times you celebrate a birthday. Since most of you think, that's what he never spoke about him. Even this kind of details he has not given. Can you imagine someone serving in the world 40 long years, no biography? And nothing about himself. It was either you develop or Hinduism, renaissance of Hindu culture. Beyond that, he didn't have. Journey of the Master, Ageless Guru, all came much later. Journey of the Master came in 1991. Ageless Guru much later, Quest much later, you understand? In his lifetime, nothing. One of his quotes on something like this, he said, I am unborn. If I exist, it is in your imagination. Now, what do you do with this person? What you can imagine, a person takes a stand of this kind. I am unborn. If at all I exist, it is in your imagination. You are imagining, therefore I am existing. I am unborn. Brahmanishta. So for him, even writing about something about him is a low tendency. Now you can imagine what kind of a master he was. Fighting against all low tendencies and false values. How much of false values in us, around us? What are false values? Pretension, lying, hypocrisy. And when he came around, Many people did not consider Hinduism is a religion which you can be proud of. So people used to be secretive about their faith, not vocal, false value. Can you imagine? Inside you will have, but outside you will not tell. How many people are there even today? To say it open, inside. He changed. I tell you, one of the biggest contributions he made is Bhagavad Gita is relevant today. He made people realize it. It became fashion reading Bhagavad Gita. What a change. Imagine. Yoga has become fashion now, right? Isn't it? Yoga has become fashion. He made the Gita a fashion. But there are so many people, they do it but won't express false values. Not having courage enough to speak. So he tells us, we serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all low tendencies and false values within and without us. Every moment, if we were faltering, he would correct us. And he never hesitated to speak the truth. Say it straight. So we serve as an army, courageous and disciplined, ever ready to fight against all low tendencies and false values within and without us. We live honestly, a noble life of sacrifice and service, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. If we have to live a life, it has to be selfless. And we must increase our selflessness. Can someone point out this action of Gurudev is selfish? This action, what he did, is selfish. Can someone point out? Can someone say he was partial? Not once we could see any action of his. Imagine, this is the life. These are the standards we have to try to rise ourselves. Not one action we have seen selfish. Someone who has lived a public life for 42 years, nothing selfish. Not one action. Intention was always noble. Nobility became his way of life. Giving more than what we take. Giving more. Now please think. I'll ask you a question. We had a Gurukula system. A student going to the teacher's ashram, studying there, becomes a member of the teacher's family, Gurukula. In Gurukula system, the student has to go out for bhiksha. Go stand in front of somebody's house, Bhavati Bhikshan. You are allowed to call 3 times. They give, you take, otherwise you go. Now, when the family gives something for this person who's standing there, maybe a vegetable, maybe a little rice, maybe something they give. Sometimes cooked, sometimes raw food, they give. You collect and bring it back to the ashram. Everybody will sit together, share it. Now the student who goes there and asks, and the person who gives, the giver, what category you will put this action? You will put it as dhana or dakshina? Dhana? When we plant trees, let's say an individual has planted 25 trees. What do you call this? Dhana, dakshina? Huh? Dakshina? Dhana? Think. When a student goes and asks, and the householder comes and gives something, that is considered as dakshina, not as dana. Because that householder was a student some time back. When he went and stood, somebody else gave him. You understand? I have received and I am giving dakshina, not dana. So planting trees, dakshina, dana. Dakshina, you understand? How much we have benefited from this world? How much we have received? So we must understand what is dana. Many a times what we have to do is dakshina and we think that is dana. Many times we mistake. What we have to do is a dakshina. I have a dakshina to the earth. Dakshina to the rivers. I have benefited from it. It is not dana. We mistake many a times. What we have to do as dakshina, we think that is dana. Because today, for us, anything outside of my family is dana. Beyond my family, whatever I do is dana. Hey, got it completely wrong. That is not what it is. Now, from this lens, try and understand. Giving more than what we take. Producing more than what we consume. What does that mean? I have benefited so much from this world. Received so much from this world. I must know to give more. How? Reduce selfishness. That's why I said, in his life, we have not seen a single action of selfishness. Not one. We live honestly the noble life of sacrifice and service, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. Taking minimum and giving more. The day we learn to practice this, we do all the Panchamahayagnas. We complete everything. What we are in debt, we hand over, giving more. Now see the pledge. Is this not the method by which we can purify ourselves? The points which we have discussed till now. If we practice this, what we have discussed till now, look at our sadhana, look at our purification. That's why I said, a Shrotriya and a Brahmanishta has said this is what we should pledge. You want to realize God? If you want to realize God, you understand Gurudev. That is enough. You want to be a scholar, read all kinds of books. You want to be a pracharak, you want to teach renaissance of our culture, then we need to read variety of books. For self-realization, understanding Gurudev is more than enough, and following the pledge is more than enough. This is what we practice, and we come to a point by which we are learning to give more than what we take. Are we not becoming a karma yogi? When we practice detachment and fearlessness together, are we not evolving? What a seeker needs to know to grow and evolve is well packed in the mission pledge itself. Beyond that, yes, because Hinduism is a vast religion, we need different methods to inspire people. For Hindu Renaissance, etc., we have so many books. But for self-realization, this much is sufficient, which would definitely take us through. Beyond that is something which, according to each one's tendencies and maintaining a culture, Renaissance, we do it. I have one or two announcements to make. One of the purposes for which I have traveling this side now. Most of you have heard about the university we have started. I'm sure all of you know about it. So I'm not going into much details about the university. But this university is his vision, where he wanted East and West to meet, science and Shastra to meet. And today when we do a lot of things, we are not connecting these two. Shastra and science are not connected. So we are working on a couple of projects. One such thing is, whoever has done, we have been telling our members, please go out and do PhDs. Become an academician, become an academician. But how many people are inclined to become an academician? Some who are inclined are taking up, for others. So nowadays we are telling even our Swamis, Brahmacharis and all that. I know at least 2 Brahmacharinis and 2 Swamis are doing PhD, pursuing. Academically, you need to have that qualification. So we said, okay, since we are not, people taking it up is going to be slow process. Let us bring together people who are already academicians associated with our mission. What do you think is Chinmaya Mission's academician strength? We don't know. When this came, and that's why Swami Swarupananji has sent a letter to you saying whoever has done, who is an academician, who has done a PhD, please send the list to CCMT. We are gathering this list. When we took this up, in Chennai alone, where I come from, 130 people associated with the mission are academicians. 130 academicians we have in Chennai, PhD, Chinmaya Mission devotees. What do you think we would be worldwide? We are collecting the names now. Sooner or later we will know. What would we worldwide? I was talking to Swarupananji 2 days ago, asking him. Swamiji is also considering, most probably in February next year, we will have a camp and a conference for all those people who have done PhD in Chinmaya Mission in various subjects. Now, simple reason. Now, this academic strength, once we have, how much of guidance can go in developing our university? Imagine the devotees, academically qualified, becomes guides. And we can start connecting one student at the graduate level itself. You be a personal mentor to him, guide him. Imagine the experience, what we have, how much could it be? So this is one reason. Second, Hinduism also has different challenges. Very different challenges. For example, Rama Setu bridge between Sri Lanka and India, for how many centuries it was existing? The previous government even planned to destroy it. Because that you break that bridge, the ships which goes from Rameshwaram, Tuticorin, can cut across through Gulf of Mannar and go, big ships. Small boats can go. Big ships, you have to dredge that whole area. Otherwise, they have to go all over Sri Lanka. So the government decided to break it. There was a huge protest and all that, religion, sentiments, various things came up and they put them on stay. And finally, court said no. But still, our academicians never spoke about it. It was NASA which voiced it out later. They said that is a human-made bridge. And they also told how it could be made, how they should have done it. And this many years old, the life of the rock, etc., is this many centuries years old. What were Hindu academicians doing it? We should have taken up a course like this. Now you understand, when we harness the academicians, we can take up different challenges also. They can start producing papers, they can do something. So we are looking out for gathering the academic strength. Then we can take this up. So this would be very helpful for the university and also for Hindu cause. So this is why Swamiji has written a letter. Those of you who are associated with the mission with an academic background, please register your names. So we are using this strength to mobilize and develop and cultivate and take the university forward. Now when we are doing, this year we have around 150 students studying in our university. We are 14 months old, okay. Finished only one academic year. This is the second year. Now we have around 150 students. And I tell you personally, since I'm involved with the university, we have picked up 3 children from Chennai. Rack pickers. They go around picking rack waste. There is one small institute helped them to study up to 12th standard. We have taken them into our university. They finished 12th standard, qualifying with the marks which we kept as cutoff to join our university. These people have qualified. Now imagine someone coming from that difficult background. How is your life? Picking racks, roadside waste, and still pursuing study. And scored well in 12th standard. We said, we will take these children. Full scholarship we will give them. So 3 children from Chennai streets, we have taken them into our university and giving them full scholarship. Like this, another part of India, which is almost going away from India, and we are, working hard to keep them together, is the Northeast India. If you know India well, if you're connected, you will understand the intensity of the neglect of the northeastern states. We have 8 states there. Sikkim, and then the 7 sisters, Meghalaya, Arunachal, Manipur, Nagaland, Tripura, Mizoram, 7 states. Assam. From the northeastern states, we have taken 25 students, and which we want to do every year. Now, these are the people who have moved away from mainland India. We are trying to connect them, and we want to make it an annual affair. 25 students from the Northeast, we will give them scholarship in our university. Imagine, in a matter of 3-4 years, we will have minimum 100 students trained in the Northeast from different states will go back. Imagine their contribution, what they will do to the nation at large and to develop that side, because There are two things. One, they don't want to be a Hindu. Second, they don't want to be an Indian. So much of insurgency, etc. It's not easy working there. So we have started the work, though late, but we are doing something now and gathering, and 25 students, we are giving them scholarship. And this is going to become an annual feature. Now, projects like this needs your support. So if you can come forward to sponsor in the cause of education to these kind of people, most welcome. 3 years, first year, entire graduation, if a person has to be supported, it costs us 3.5 lakhs. That is equal to something like 5,000 US dollars for someone to graduate 3 years. So this work we are trying hard to do. So if you are in a position to support a student individually, collectively, it would be very, very helpful in doing this, because university is a project which is very huge, mighty, and we are at the beginning stage. And we want to develop this university which has a perfect balance between science and Shastra. Tradition and technology has to meet. We want a university of this kind. So we are working quite hard on it. Those of you who can support this would be very, very useful. More of other things, what we do, we will speak tomorrow. Thank you so much. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.